Welcome everybody back to the Dragon's Lair. My name is Wade, this is Mitchell Playtest, and once again we are playing They Are Billions, and this is Cape Storm. My voice is a little scratchy. I once again suffered another toxic exposure while at work. Cheers for work. And so I'm a little scratchy, so please forgive me. I have been doing things to lubricate the vocal cords. So once again, this attack is quite a ways off. And it looks like here I'm building a double wall system, which this is definitely, double wall is very important for late game play. It's almost necessary. It is necessary for late game play. There's my wood workshop. So I'm upgrading houses to wood cottages. And it looks like the small attacks have started to come. I wanted to build a Tesla tower on the outside of it, of my wall, to really open up build space on the other side of the wall. The unexpected I don't know, thing that happened because of that. Can't think of words. Result. The unexpected result is that for a good long while, the zombies are drawn to that Tesla tower. So a little group comes in, they attack that Tesla tower, they take it over. I then kill that group, and then I fix the Tesla tower and rinse, wash, repeat. So this group of soldiers is mucking around in the south, clearing out the southlands. I still have to finish making. Well, I guess I made this safe already, or mostly safe at least. We got those scouts making sure that nobody causes any problems. Because fisher villages give me 30% more food, it is important to build those along the coast of this map. Just to get as much food as possible. Looks like I already have one farm there. And these groups are starting to become more and more prevalent. I guess the mistake that I made here is I did one layer of wall and then sunk the tower into the second layer. What you really should do is build two layers and put the tower behind the third layer. And I'm continuing to make that mistake. Now later on, units like behemoths and giants can just reach over the wall and attack the towers on the other side. So keep that in mind. Is that gold? That could be gold. It becomes really important in late game missions to build quarries on that gold that's just sitting around on the ground. Oh, there's oil. Oil is also important late game. it's like the Zero Age, the Wood Age, the Stone Age, the Oil Age, which I know sounds weird because Stone Age is one of those names that I'm putting out there, and normally we think about the Stone Age as pretty undeveloped, but Stone Age is right below the Oil Age, in this game at least. That's kind of dangerous just because I haven't explored that area yet. Because there could be like one zombie up there. I'll say I want to go look at that wall. I mean, if two towers full of soldiers can handle it right now, that's pretty good. The third tower obviously is just gonna, pour some more love on it. That's a nice little group of buildings. Making sure that the marketplace is pretty central to your houses is important because once again the marketplace is saving you on food. Normally each house or tent costs X amount of food. And having a marketplace there decreases it. Building some more soldiers. Got a pretty decent amount of tents to upgrade. Usually my starting block is like 30. See, once again, like I told you, they go right for that Tesla tower. For whatever reason, that draws them, which is okay because it's taking attention off of the walls and giving soldiers lots of time to kill zombies before they even touch the wall. So that's why I was okay with it in the mission. It was an unexpected benefit. I'm going to say benefit just because it costs barely nothing. It costs some wood and some gold to repair it. And for it to be like it's acting as a tank. It's tanking the zombie groups away from the wall. Wound up being super important. Just kind of doing some house upgrades, which is good because you need it for the need wood. Yeah, that's one thing that I neglected in the early stages. You basically need to build like 4 or 5 sawmills like right out the gate. Like building 4 or 5 sawmills right out the gate is one of the best things you could do. I mean, obviously you can't build 4 or 5 right out the gate, but build one, then build another after a couple more houses, and build another because it takes 4 workers. So creating a network of Tesla towers is important. As time goes on, I do the research that makes the area effect that the energy grid is spread to bigger, and that definitely means you have to build less towers, and that's good economically. Man, I must not have stone walls yet. Which is a rough place to be, but that's okay. Because I do have wood traps, wood spike traps. And these wind up being pretty important. Upgrade them to barbed wire when you can. It slows down zombies and it damages zombies as they pass through it. It's it's pretty good. I wouldn't say that it makes or breaks a defense, but I will say that it is pretty impactful. You see a big difference. You see a big difference. Looks like I'm trying to raise the size of my soldier ball in the south. In honesty, that is kind of a small soldier ball. You want like 10. And if you're gonna go clear out villages of doom, then you want like 20, 15 or 20, backed up by like 10 or 15 snipers. And I don't want to say that's minimum because you could probably get by with a little bit less. But what I'm saying is 15 to 20 soldiers and 10 to 15 snipers. You're going to be able to attack a village of doom and beat it. Um, you have to with villages of doom. You kind of have to treat it carefully. So like come at it. um, Making some space there. Come at it, maybe back away, because there's two different levels. There's a Village of Doom and there's a Hell Village, I think is what it's called. Don't be afraid to remove buildings that were kind of necessary or you thought were necessary in the beginning, and then you change your strategy. Don't be afraid to remove those buildings. There's even a technology that allows you to get more back for recycling buildings or destroying buildings. So don't be afraid to do that. Don't let that stop you from a great strategy that is going to give you a win and lots of security and prosperity. Don't let that be the thing that holds you back. Dudes clearing stuff out. Sometimes there's a zombie like hiding in like a little fiddly bit. So don't you gotta explore everything because they'll infect like a pest. They'll get deep into little spaces. So don't be afraid to search every nook and cranny. Mostly the crannies, but don't forget the nooks. I could totally build more sawmills. I could totally afford to build more sawmills. I just didn't do it, and I feel dumb. I feel dumb. Looks like I'm setting up a diagonal wall, which are rough. Yeah, you have to build diagonal walls, but they're still rough. Because the gates aren't set up very easily for a diagonal wall, and sometimes you have to do some stupid things. And it looks like I'm contemplating like an open gate system right here. Which that looks like that's what I've done. Oh yeah, those ballistas. And you got to remember the thing about the ballista is often it'll hit one zombie and go through it and hit another zombie, and I think it can hit up to like three. So like if it procs a crit, so if a critical hit happens, I think it kills at least two. So keep that in mind. And they do have a pretty decent range. You do have to build them with like a one cell gap between them. Yeah, time to put those guys in those towers. Get in there. That is a much more secure southern border than what was previously held. Need some more Tesla towers in there. I'm kind of just making a network of fishing villages. I suppose there is a decent amount of green land that could have went for farms, but in many cases, you want to build everything you can build, so you need farms. Oh, there's less green land than I thought. So you need farms, and then you need hunting cottages and all kinds of stuff. I did this quite a bit throughout the game. I built things that I had to then demolish because I did not like layer them correctly. And having to delete a wall section is not that big of a deal. Having to delete a whole heavy ballista kind of makes me cringe a little bit, just because there are other materials that go into it, like iron, for example. And you do get some of that back because it's technically building recycling, but you don't get all of it back. That's for darn sure. Looks like I'm slowly figuring out. There could be a zombie in there. There could be a zombie in there. Wade, figure out if there's a zombie in there. Could be a bunch of zombies in there. Okay, now I can put that ballista back. Boom. Yeah, like a bunch split off. And then to go get to that Tesla tower, and some come straight up the wall, which is good that you're diverting their attention, or I'm diverting their attention. Probably shouldn't have done that because I'm not done building towers to put soldiers in yet. So that was probably a dumb move on my part. See, look at me. Look at me realize my dumbness. My intense dumbness. Looks like I'm going for four towers on each side. Oh, I did five on that. And I'm probably going to have to delete that ballista to get guys able to go into that tower down there. Day 37 out of 60, so I got lots of time to build soldiers. In the end game, I do have two training areas, two soldier training areas, just pumping out snipers primarily is what I got. Looks like I ran out of wood. Because if I had more sawmills, I just had more sawmills. But that's okay. Building more houses, build more houses. Don't build a house there, Wade. That would really annoy me. Duloc is a perfect place. Clean your shoes, wipe your face. Duloc is a perfect place. Can he go in there? Can he fit? Can he fit? If he fits, he sits. Keep in mind, I have a bunch of soldiers down in the south doing some things, some stuff and some things. And once they're done clearing stuff out, I can throw them in towers. And I'll even have veterans. I'll even have veterans available. Doing some clear out. More gold, more oil. Usually, you do have to build a little bit of a distance to get to the gold and the oil. Usually, I can't do anything with oil at the moment. So I wonder if I'm building towards that gold or not. Need more soldiers. And honestly, if all of my first row walls had soldiers in it and then all of my back row wall had snipers in it, that wouldn't be bad either. That would not be bad. Looks like I am building down to that gold. Good for me. Good for me. You totally take that stone quarry, but I don't have a stone workshop, so I don't get to the stone age. I'm just in the wood age in this. Right there. Nope. Yep. Nope. 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 Right there. Right there. Yes. 18 food. I mean, you'd think that would be enough. You're only taking one per soldier, but I mean, I guess uh Great Ballista are taking 5 workers per, so that's a thing. It's building some power. You gotta have electricity. If you don't have the electricity, you got problems. Being able to buy the resources that you need is so helpful. So helpful. Want to buy the wood? So helpful. Throwing out some more spike traps. Looks like it's 3 deep, which is pretty good, but if you can go 4 or 5 deep, go 4 or 5 deep. If you can. Excellent. Now I can build the first ballista. Looks like I'm not going to yet. Need a quarry, bro. Right there. 110 ain't bad. It's not bad. Don't look at it like it's bad. We got a minute left in this video. We're on day 41. Here comes a string of zombies. Ka-chow, 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 ka-chow. I mean, those soldiers are doing a pretty good job. They do get into the spike traps, though. Dealt with that pretty nicely. Oh, 15 seconds left. So, eventually the big attack does come down from this bridge, and I really enjoy sharing this with you guys. We here at the Dragon's Lair want to say thank you for spending your time here with us at the Dragon's Lair.